What's going on, everybody? They're here with special guests all the way from Los Angeles, California. My brother-in-law, my sister, Asian J, and Shortness herself, here to review Mortal Kombat 2021. Welcome, guys. Woo! Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Yes. Yes. So, okay, we're here. I wasn't planning to do this. It was one of those things where this movie had a lot of hype on it. We grew up on Mortal Kombat. A lot of people from the 90s did. So, we were How pumped up were you guys to watch this?
We watched it at midnight when it released.
Yeah, we waited until like 12 o'clock on the dot.
Yeah, so, and then, Asian J had to wake up early. It did, Shortness herself does her thing, but Asian J had to wake up early, and and he still did it. Now, again, I've been looking forward to this the whole day, and also for a few months. And when I first heard about it, even, years, it's just, we're pumped up because the original one was awesome.
Oh,
awesome,
yeah. So
right?
great.
Now,
about the 90s.
Yes. Now, we don't want to talk about Annihilation too much, but the original was great. So right off the bat, here's the review. Mortal Kombat 2021, the review. God damn it. Oh, that's my first phrase. God damn it. It was if you had to sum it up in one word, each of you, how would you say, what's one word you could sum this movie up with?
Disappointed.
Disappointed is great. Okay, great. Shortness yourself. Asian J, how would you describe it? One word.
Milk toast. It's very mediocre.
Okay, another good one. And as far as myself, catastrophe. Catastrophe. And I say that again, I think because of how pumped up I was, seeing it. Even the trailer was awesome. The trailer was amazing.
With these movies, like if they spend a lot of money on trailers and advertisement, it usually means it's not going to be a good movie. Because they're trying to get so much hype that a lot of people see it, even if just once, so they can start making money off of it.
I see. Hey,
so I can see like an over amount of advertisements. Yeah. It's usually a bad sign.
I mean, but it's okay, and I get what you're saying, but it's Mortal Kombat. I feel like a lot of people, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's Mortal Kombat. Everybody was hyped, including yourselves, right?
Yes.
Okay, so real quick, before we start completely shitting on this film, I want to give a little bit of positives for it. I want to give some positives. The positive that I'll give, and Ashles will agree, is actually you guys don't agree on this one. I like the graphics on this. I like the whole the goriness about it. Something the first one was kind of missing. I enjoy that stuff. That's the guy in me, I guess. I enjoyed the head getting chopped off, the squishing of the heads, all that kind of stuff like that.
The other one was PG-13. This is the one that was rated R.
Yes, and then even the even like the freezing type stuff with the Sub-Zero, I kind of like that stuff. That stuff was very hard to do back in the 90s. So that stuff I did enjoy. Now, again, I know it's difficult, but what did you guys enjoy about this movie?
Did you want to go first?
I can go first.
I enjoyed the fighting.
Okay.
And it's like when you hear what I gotta talk about my negativeness of the movie, like this is probably like I enjoy the martial arts. I wish it was more. I wish they could have done more. I know they could have done more with the actors that they chose to hire, because a lot of these guys have worked with like in movies like John Wick. Like they can kick ass, but something happened.
Something happened. Okay. Now, Shortness herself, what did you like about this movie? Come on.
Spot here.
Yeah. You had to like something. Come on. Come on.
It was honestly when I started viewing it more as a comedy that I started to enjoy it. But I was just like, oh, this is good. I'd watch it with other people.
Okay. So that was
It's kind of like you don't take it so seriously.
Yeah, if you don't let yourself take it seriously, I can see myself casually watching this.
Okay, and here's the thing with that too. So again, before just obliterating this, I think you can enjoy this if A, you weren't a Mortal Kombat fan,
Mm-hmm.
possibly, although Ashles didn't quite enjoy it either, or B, and this is could be a controversial statement. If you're a male boy between the ages of 8 and 12, I think you'd very much enjoy it. I think you'd very much like it.
Yeah, when your hormones and all your like prepubescent energy just kind of like off the charts.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and dig into what we came here. I started filming in the first place. What are some of the negatives about this movie? We'll let one of you guys go first. Yeah.
Why do they have superpowers? Or like, why is it? Oh, okay. Go off, Gene.
It made no sense that all of these fighters were quote unquote chosen.
Oh God, I was ranting about that with Ashles.
Yeah,
Okay,
like,
but go ahead.
The whole twist about you get the dragon mark, the iconic Mortal Kombat symbol, and that's how you get chosen. And first of all, like there was never even a tournament.
There was no tournament.
Okay, that's what we were talking about too. We're like, when is it starting? Yeah.
Apparently, like this sort of symbol that is marking on these people allows them to have superpowers, and there's no clear rules to what their superpowers could be, and that's their reasoning for making all this like fantasy type magic, as if having freaking Goro is not already fantasy enough. You gotta make an excuse that these guys also have magic. Not to mention the fact that they're already badass fighters to begin with. Like the whole part about Sonya Blade having those little laser beams through her wrist.
That she stole from Kano?
Yeah. Like apparently that's her power after she killed Kano. Spoilers alert! It's too late, but I'm gonna say it right now.
It's all good.
After that happens, and my reference is from the video games, and I'm like, is that from like her wrist technology thing? Like she just have powers, like as far as I can remember. But I don't know. I think it's really stupid.
Well, okay, let me tell you, continuity error. Like it was just so stupid that they were saying like, to find your powers you have to train, and then like she literally just appeared with her powers after she killed Kano.
Okay, yes, 100% agree. And then we were even talking about it like, okay, so I'm trying to roll with their story. So I'm like, okay, so you can't just go. You have to have that dragon symbol. All right, that's fine. I'm gonna roll with it. That's fuck it. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and go with that story. For some reason, they allowed Sonya to continue in this journey with no symbol on her at all, right? So I'm like, okay, that's still fine. But then you can get a symbol by killing somebody with the symbol. So
right,
I'm like,
and that's what I was telling Erica. Like it makes no sense. You don't have to be a good fighter. You could just be real lucky.
Yeah.
Selected to be the protector of Earthrealm, which makes no sense. Like that's a really bad rule.
Yeah, and then that's horrible. It's like, okay, you kill someone with the symbol, and then now you're chosen, I guess. If you kill him, like okay, I don't know. It's just crazy. That's okay. Here's the thing. This is what they did with this movie. Someone got the whole gist. They understood Mortal Kombat. They knew what it was, obviously, and then they said, you know what? I'm gonna put my own twist on this whole Mortal Kombat thing, and and they did. And like hardcore fans, I can't imagine any hardcore fan liking this.
Oh no.
There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. One of my biggest pet peeves of this movie too. At first I was thinking, because I'm not as into comics and all that as you guys are. You know what I mean? So I was thinking maybe I'm missing some stuff. I was giving them the benefit of the doubt, like you just said right now. I was thinking, maybe I'm off a little bit, and then I was thinking, I do not remember a Mortal Kombat character named Cole. Okay. I was like, who's this Cole MMA? Yeah, and then I was thinking like maybe it's a character, but they put like a modern spin on him. You know, more. You know, they had MMA's new and all that. I'm like, okay, and then I'm like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't exist. And then the more the movie went on, I'm like, I definitely know he doesn't exist. And then you get Liu Kang like 40 minutes into the movie, just appears out of nowhere and is like, "Oh, come with me." Yeah, and then you find out that Liu Kang is barely like a side character. Sure, he's in it, but anyone that knows Mortal Kombat, Liu Kang is the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
He's the franchise. He's your franchise player. Um, in no way, shape, or form should he not be the fucking main character.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, come on. I don't mind them.
No sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense at all. I'm like, okay, so Liu Kang is just a whatever character, I guess, in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so with the whole Cole guy thing, I have nothing against the guy. I'm sure he's great. He can fight and all that. But I don't mind them making new characters, because if you want to go into it, he had a good backstory and all that, but you can't make a brand new character from a historic franchise the main character. You know what I mean? Like that's why there's no way I can see like actual fans enjoying this. It's like, who the fuck is
I
that?
definitely think he was hired for his handsomeness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just pick a handsome Liu Kang. That's what I was saying. You know what I mean? Like, don't pick the Wish version of Liu Kang, I guess you could say. There you go. Because look at the first movie. Be honest. Well, I want to know what you guys think. To me, that was the perfect Liu Kang casting.
Yes.
100%.
I cannot see anyone else as Liu Kang except for that guy.
He had the perfect shiny hair and everything.
Shiny hair, buff as fuck, good looking dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's who Liu Kang is. That's who he is.
His acting wasn't bad for him, like being someone who was like an action. His acting wasn't bad.
Yeah, okay, but that's another thing. The acting, some of this acting was just Jesus Christ.
You're getting so many money in production and advertising, and you can't even get good, decent actors. Like, this is so bad.
And at one point, just because of like the monotone / robotic, I'm like, and I'm nowhere near an acting coach or anything like that. But we've seen enough movies and film to like kind of pick up on this is the top echelon of acting. This is not. If you want to top, you think of like Denzel. You know what I mean? You think of like the DiCaprios. You think of like.
Side note, I want to say I'm happy that those are your go-tos.
Yeah. Or like if you want to talk about more modern stuff, you think of McAvoy from Split.
Oh yeah.
Great, awesome. That's like top echelon type is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If that's top, I mean, this has got to be. I would even say maybe below middle tier. Like if there's a middle tier, probably a little bit below that.
Oh yeah.
Just forced and like it seemed like they didn't believe in themselves. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what the fuck was going on.
You know what it is? Like these guys were definitely like good at what they do. Acting is just not one of them.
Oh man, and I hate to be that critical about that, but I noticed it a lot in this one.
You know,
it seemed very forced.
The guy who plays Scorpion, he's definitely done a lot of like Japanese-centric roles. He was in 47 Ronin with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
What else? The guy who plays Sub-Zero, he was in that Indonesian movie, The Raid. That one was really, really, really good.
Yeah.
And those guys are definitely good at like their other traits or whatever. But when it comes to acting, like, it's just kind of like, oh, let's just get back to fighting.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I hate to be critical on that because I'm not an actor. I don't know anything about that realm, that fashion, that whatever. It's just, it was very visible, like physically visible, if that's a term, in this movie. Like you can just, I couldn't buy it as far as the things that they're trying to portray.
Yeah.
I mean, the list can go on, to be honest. This has already gotten longer than I anticipated, but it's just...
I want to point out two things that just bothered me.
Go ahead.
Raiden's eyes staying lit the whole time. I think I was just so used to the first movie that like it comes in and out and he can control it.
Yeah.
that I was kind of like waiting for them. Like, oh, it's just light. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And every time like a character, I guess, or a creature appeared Mortal Kombat wise, it came in the smoke, and I was so pumped every time. I was like, oh, gee, they're gonna have smoke right now.
I said
Smoke's
noob
gonna come
smoke.
out.
I said noob. I said the same thing. I said the same thing. I was like, oh no, fuck me, it's not. And then, well, and then Sub
Never
Zero.
came out, and I was so sad.
Sub-Zero comes out in a black suit, and I think, oh, that's a noob smoke, or that's smoke, or whatever. And they, oh no, that's Sub-Zero in his black outfit. Yeah, yeah. So it's just, God, there was just a lot of little things I was like, that's not right. Yeah.
This doesn't feel right. No.
Yeah. And here's the thing too. I hate to be critical about this. I really hate it, but I mean, take your time picking the people too. You know, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not trying to be harsh or whatever you want to say to that, but there had to be isn't it? You guys are in LA.
Yeah.
There had to be some buff Asian dude. You know what I mean? That on Muscle Beach, like flexing and shit, or swimming. Like, get that fool. You know, his acting couldn't have been as bad as this shit. So it's just.
You know what? Maybe we have to go into the writers' room and blame them. Maybe like these are decent actors who weren't given a good script.
Okay, and that maybe it was rushed too. Maybe it was real forced.
I mean,
maybe
like the whole Jax's superpower is that the rest of his arms fill out.
that was ridiculous.
He's like Cyborg from the Justice League.
Yeah, exactly. They must have saw the Justice League during this. They had like a pre-screening, like, oh, yeah, and it's
that, like at the end of production, it's like, hey, Eric, that's a pretty good idea. That's what it is.
yeah. God, there was it's just crazy. The Luke Kane not being the main guy bothered me a lot. The Cold thing bothered me a lot too, because again, you want to bring in a new character, that's fine, but not make it the main character. And just he had on like it looked like he had on the Aquaman suit or whatever. It's just,
yeah, it was just like a shirt.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh, this video is definitely gonna be long. Cole. This movie was never about Cole. Like, he had no reason to exist. Like, if they were trying to push a new character, they could have done a better job, because Cole was just a reason for Sub-Zero and Scorpion to fight again. Like, this whole movie, if you could change the title, it's basically just about Sub-Zero and Scorpion. They never once did the combat tournament. They mentioned it a bunch of times that this is the only way to stop the evil people, but they never even did the competition, so there was no reason to have Cole there.
And yeah, I agree, but that's what I was talking about. We were waiting the whole time watching the movie. Oh, the tournament should be tight. It's like, wait, when is it? When's the tournament happening? They kept talking about they go to this magical place, and like they just went to the tunnel with Liu Kang, and it just kind of happened. There was just they were just like, oh well, if you guys are here and we're here, let's just make this the tournament, I guess.
Okay, so I have an idea.
Yeah.
Let's all pitch a way how we would fix this movie.
Oh God.
My version is
Jesus.
don't call it Mortal Kombat, because the tournament doesn't happen. That's what the name of the tournament. We call it something to do with Scorpion, and the story we follow is Scorpion fighting his way out of hell to meet Sub-Zero.
Yeah,
That's where the fucking story is.
Call it like Scorpion Anthologies or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, something like that, or Scorpion like backstory, or Scorpion memoir, or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Wouldn't you be way more interested to see how he got out of hell? Like, that was just thrown at us.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I came from hell to fuck you up. Oh, real quick, before I forget. I like to cuss too. I like, just like you guys. It's fun.
Yep.
It's fun, right?
Fuck
yes.
Fuck yeah. That's the moral of this little piece I want to talk about. They emphasize they must have got paid for how many times they used the word fuck. Right? Like, they were trying to use it like every other word, and it was like annoying. After a while, I'm like, God, I'm complaining about how many times they're saying the word fuck, I think.
I think that's also one way to sort of convey that you're very serious and passionate about what you're trying to say, because these actors are so bad that they gotta yell fuck to get the point across.
They were.
My theory is that it's way more riding on that R rating, because again, it's the whole big thing about this one. Like, it was pushed that, like, oh, it's rated R. Everyone's excited to see the gore, which again, I like gore, so I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm, as do I.
It turned out like they just utilized it for the language mostly.
But
I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
But they would just say like fuck, like for no reason, kind of like, yep, you're fucking right. Yep, let's fucking go. Yeah, let's fucking go. Like, it's like, dude, it was very cringy in that aspect.
Yes. And not well written.
No, horror. It just seemed like rushed. Like, if they, oh, we have a week to do this shit. Hurry up. Like, it's just, and then Kano bothered me a lot too.
I didn't like the fact that they have Kano with them for that long.
Oh my goodness.
And then I was even more pissed that they never gave him his mask, and that all of a sudden he just knows how to shoot laser beams out of his eyes.
Oh god.
Like, that made no sense. Kano is a very deadly fighter, even without his laser eyes, and the fact that they just gave it to him because he has a Mortal Kombat tournament like symbol, I was like, nope, I call bullshit on that.
Horrible. And he was the comedic relief character, but man, like how Shortness herself said, once you started looking at it as a comedy, you're like, oh my god, of course he said that. Like, it just yeah. It's just like, and then when the movie ended, I couldn't believe it ended. Like, I was just like, wait, it's over? Like, it's
they were gonna have Cole go find Johnny Cage in Hollywood,
which is, so my complaint that was Johnny Cage wasn't in it, and then I was thinking, is Cole Johnny Cage, or like, it's just weird. And then they shut him at the very end. Spoiler alert, but they cannot make a sequel to this. They cannot do that. For the love of God, don't make a sequel.
They could ride the hype so much that they would get a second movie and someone big would sign on as Johnny Cage. That's why they didn't show his face.
Okay, and it would have to be Tom Cruise. It has to be Tom Cruise. He is, but he does all the tricks with the angles and all that. He talks about it in his interviews. If you want to save the franchise, if you want to make a sequel, you already cheaped out on everything else. Sign Tom Cruise, fuck it. And just so we're
gonna start the hashtag sign Tom Cruise.
Sign Tom Cruise, and then fuck it, get Denzel to play Jax.
Oh,
I do not think Denzel's buff enough for Jax.
No, but okay. You brought up another point. Shortness herself. I don't think that mattered in this movie.
I'm just gonna say, even if they kept the size of Liu Kang, right? Because he was by far the scrawniest guy in the whole movie.
So he was shredded, which was nice. You know what I mean? Shredded as fuck.
This is what I told Gene. He had the Ned Flanders effect. Like, when he had the shirt on, I was like, he's Liu Kang?
Yeah.
And then when he took off his shirt, I was like, oh, he's shredded. I didn't realize that.
But was still a very small framed guy. Even his shoulder is real small.
That's the point I was trying to make. Like, in the original first one, Liu Kang wasn't that big. Most of those guys, like, they're fit, but even Liu Kang wasn't as like shredded as this guy. But I think the way that they shot the fight scene, it made Liu Kang feel powerful. They didn't do that with this one, because I don't know if you noticed, but with the way that I watch movies, I see the way that the camera was shot and the direction it was taking.
Yeah.
They did a lot of like circling around the fighters, which like got really annoying because it's like someone was running through the forest while they were recording the fight.
Yeah.
And for some of those hits that Liu Kang landed, I feel like if they shot it in a way where those hits felt powerful, you can be sort of convinced that, oh shit, Liu Kang's a badass, even though he's kind of small.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard to see like a small Liu Kang. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It was just
after we just saw Elder God, Fire God, Liu Kang, and Mortal Kombat game.
Yeah, exactly. It was just a lot of those things were super anticlimactic. Like even when Liu Kang did his dragon fire thing, in this movie, in the first one when Liu Kang finally, you can see he shoots a little bit of fire out. That was The climax on that was awesome. It's like, oh shit, he used the fire, but it built up the whole movie. This one, all of a sudden, a fire dragon came out and killed the dude, and it was like, oh okay. Like,
It was crazy too. Like I didn't even notice until you said it right now that a lot of the movie you see Liu Kang fire bends and like in the Avatar cartoon.
yeah.
More so than he actually like fights in his martial art. You know, because again, like I feel like a lot of this movie depended on the fact that they can only defeat the Outworld champions if they have superpowers, which kind of felt almost Power Ranger-y. And then it even solidified that thought when freaking Cole got his like Power Ranger outfit, which I think was a very
No, he started having Power Ranger speeches towards the end, and I was just like, I just feel like Tommy talking to the crew.
It's just, man, just pretty much all of that in a blender, and you got this clusterfuck of a Mortal Kombat. I hate calling it Mortal Kombat. I really do.
Yeah.
We should call it Mortal Preliminaries.
Yeah. or like, or like when you go to like Target and Walmart and you get like, let's say for example you're getting CeraVe, that nice cream, right? No, but if you're like, hey, I don't want to spend all that much, maybe I want to get I want to get the kind of the same effect, but not the name brand. You get the the Equate version, yeah. It was kind of like that, like I said, the Wish version.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my god,
So how would you fix this movie?
Oh Jesus Christ. This is one of those films that I would have to just redo it. I cannot continue with this. I would pretend like it didn't. You know when they remade the Hulk again?
Yeah.
I would do that. I would do that. I would honestly do that. I would recast everybody.
Everyone's fired.
Yeah, so I would make it just like that movie. They pretty much like if it was non-existent.
Mm-hmm.
I would recast, start fresh off. Everybody is gone. Everybody. Yeah, everybody's gone, and I would try casting, the correct people, and then I would go with the actual storyline. I would get rid of the stupid dragon chosen one shit, the champion thing, however they called it. I would hold an actual tournament, because that was the cool part about the first one. I keep going back to the first one because the first one was good.
Yeah.
They went on a boat. They all met up at the tournament. Shang Tsung had a badass speech to everybody that was in it. Because in this, if this was, they said this was a tournament. What did it have? 8 people in it?
It used to be like a tournament. It's like, hey, we're all gonna go to the Olympics, but let's fight out parking lot first.
And it wasn't a tournament. It was more like you guys have seen WWE.
Yes.
It's like when they have like a 4-on-4 match,
Yes.
Yeah, like I'll tag. Oh, you go. Oh, The Rock's in. Now he's gonna. Yeah. It wasn't a tournament. It was basically 4v4, and it was like a team deathmatch.
It was Avengers. We're gonna have next year. It's gonna be Avengers versus Mortal Kombat.
Oh, and then a triple threat versus Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, that's what I would. That's what I would do. I would pretend like it didn't exist, fire everybody, restart new, follow the first movie, kind of like I said. Actually, go to a tournament, have Shang Tsung do that speech, get everybody hyped up. I would have 100 people or more inside a big ass circle, and just random ass people. You want to throw Cole in there? Fuck it. There's your new character.
Cole could keep his job.
Yeah. You could bring in 5 MMA fighters. You can bring in some semi-known UFC fighters. I'm here for the tournament. That kind of shit. Like 100 or 200 people, and then and then you kind of work your way up, because this was sloppy, dude. It was so sloppy.
Yes.
I think the way I'm gonna fix it, I'm gonna try to conserve as much as I can.
Okay.
So instead of keeping Kano as a part of the group, which I think was very dumb.
That was so dumb. Yeah.
I think Kano should again be closer to the original character, where he is basically he profits off of the suffering of others.
Yeah.
So he's working with Shang Tsung to try to like get Outworld connected to Earthrealm because he doesn't give a shit as long as he gets paid.
Yeah.
So that's the reason. That's a connection with the Mortal Kombat tournament because Sonya Blade is trying to find him instead of trying to find all these chosen ones. I think that job should be for Liu Kang. Liu Kang should be the one that finds everyone.
Yeah.
And Cole's a difficult one because he's like a stand-in for Sub-Zero and Scorpion's story, which I think it should be more of like a background sort of story, right? So let's say
B-plot.
Yeah. So let's say even if you want that, let's say the whole time Cole is a new character, but he gets haunted by his great grandpa, which is obviously Scorpion.
Yeah.
So I think that he struggles with knowing who he is. He's an orphan, and I think that he gets found the same way. But instead of Jax, Liu Kang finds him, and because Jax and Sonya are trying to find Kano because he's a most wanted criminal across international boundaries.
And that's already 10 times better.
And then they're all gonna come together and then eventually find Raiden. We're gonna have to buff up Raiden, like give that Asian guy like some steroids or something.
Again, I'm recasting everybody.
Yes.
And they can train regularly, and then Kano finds them, and Kano can still crash the party, just Kano and his gang. And so what happens is they're going to capture Cole because let's just keep that story with Sub-Zero's obsession with Cole, right?
Oh yeah, to end the bloodline.
To end the bloodline, right? That story is whatever for me, but we're just gonna keep it for this redo. So they're gonna capture Cole, and they're gonna have to go save Cole.
Oh, Cole becomes a damsel in distress.
Yeah, Cole becomes a damsel in distress, so he has his own little thing. He's not really important. And then they had to go to the island to the competition because they had to defend Earthworm, right? That's the rule of all the realms. You have to complete in Mortal Kombat to keep your realm. So then the B plot is that they're trying to go save Cole because Cole's obviously one of the team members. And then the whole time they're fighting, let's not have Cole, this newbie, defeat Goro.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, real quick. Yeah. When he defeated Goro like that easy right away, I almost got my hands up and said, "Oh, I'm done." Yeah.
So at that point, when I was watching it as a comedy, I had told Gene, I was like, I think the thing that would just make this movie great, over the top greatness, is because like all of a sudden he was starting to have fire and stuff. I was like, oh, he should just become Blaze right now. I just want him to become Blaze and just like roll over Goro.
Yeah.
This movie was just ridiculous enough for that to work.
Yeah, exactly. And then and you already brought it up, but another part where I wanted to stand up and say I'm done too. There's a lot of parts like that, but very glaring I'm talking about. Like you said, Scorpion came from hell. That would have been nice to see when that happened. But also, he's like, oh, I'm Scorpion now. Remember?
Yeah. Call me Scorpion.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Snowball from Rick and Morty.
Yeah. Yeah. That was just, I was like, okay, like... Yeah, but thankfully that was the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, oh, I'm Scorpion now. I'm like, oh, Ty. We didn't know that. Yeah, it's like, oh, he must like scorpions.
There's no connection to scorpions, was there?
Yeah, it's just like, oh god. Okay, before we wrap it up, what were the moments that you guys wanted to say, okay, I'm done, stand up and leave?
Oh man.
One moment each.
Well, I'm not gonna say a moment. I'm gonna just Cole's outfit for sure for me because it's something that I had to just keep bringing up to Gene while we're watching it. I was like, so they're not gonna change his pants at all? He just gets a shirt. Like
Yeah.
in the budget, I guess.
Yeah, very true.
There was times like when he was being filmed from certain angles where like that shirt's a little ill-fitting. Like it doesn't even it's not really good.
Yeah, very sloppy.
Yes.
I tournament where I'm like, what? Is when they start explaining the rules of the tournament, which never happened at the end of hours.
Why do we need that?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I'm just kind of like, what?
That
makes no sense.
No, yeah, and that's why, like I said, in my new version, I would have like the 100, 200 people just surrounded, and then have Shang Tsung give that big ass rule speech. Like, you were all gonna fuck each other up, and the winner is gonna fight Goro and then fight me, or whatever the fuck. But just, yeah, like you said, it was the tournament that never happened. Like, they kept talking about it, and like, oh, you guys are chosen, but just, it became a 4-on-4 WWE fucking handicap match.
I also thought it was weird that they kind of waited until the last moment to have Melina open her mouth, and the fact that she like had her mouth like had like a cold sore the whole time.
Yeah.
Weird. Like the only reason why Melina covers her mouth is because she's a Tarkatan clone from Katana, and so I wonder what, like, let's say they're gonna continue this, right?
Fuck.
And they're gonna keep that story. They're gonna have to make Katana black. Make Melina black. So if they want to like be consistent, she's a clone.
Yeah.
And the fact that at the end when she was fighting Sonya and she didn't open her mouth, it felt kind of weird because like it looks like her mouth was ripping. But from what I can remember, I was like, wait, that's not supposed to happen. Like
that's just part of her face.
Yeah, it's not supposed to rip like that. But I don't know.
They just try to do their own spin on a lot of shit, and like I said, if you're a true fan, this is gonna be tough.
Yeah.
And like I said, unless you start looking at it as a comedy, like Shortness herself, or just talking shit like I was when I was watching it, then it's gonna be tough.
You know what? I had a lot of moments where I'm just kind of like, what? And then other moments, I just had a response of like, oh, okay.
Yeah. that was me when he said, "I'm Scorpion now." I'm like, all right, like, yeah, tight. And any last words or any last things you guys want to input before we wrap it up?
It's entertaining. I would say that.
I gotta bring up the question of like, so the bloodline carried on through Scorpion's daughter, but then she was like never seen again. I wish like they would have like at least showed her as an adult or something.
Yeah, like, oh, what is she doing during all this? What, is she a champion or is she working at Starbucks somewhere? Like, yeah, it's just there wasn't a lot of character development. Like even Shang Tsung, who was a big part of the goddamn franchise, like he was just the guy that teleports everybody through smoke.
Yeah, he didn't really fight at all.
Yeah, it's like, dude, Shang Tsung's a big piece of this, and he was just like, yeah, he was the antagonist or whatever, but
he fights too, man.
Yeah.
Everyone fights.
Oh, you know what? I did find something that I did like about the movie.
Oh, go ahead.
What was that kill with the hat?
Oh,
who was slicing her?
Yeah,
versus
the
Bat Lady.
The Bat Lady, yeah. That was pretty cool.
I liked that.
Yeah.
Fatality. Yeah.
But did they have to say flawless victory, fatality?
That's what threw me out because I said, Eric, I was like, the first fucking movie didn't even do that.
Yeah, yeah, it's just
I mean, like Shang Tsung did it, but then he did it with taste.
Yes. Yeah.
His tournament, which didn't happen.
Yeah, where's the tournament? That's what I want to know. Who won? Like,
yeah, as you can tell, G is just getting more and more frustrated as we talk about it.
It's disappointing. I hope they just say. I hope they make because I haven't read the reviews yet because that's what stopped me. I can't imagine them being that good. I actually there's a hardcore Mortal Kombat fan base. I anticipate there being like a riot of some sort of that online, which I hope the people that created this can make a statement in a week or two and just say, all right, look it, we fucked up. I'm sorry, you know what I mean? And like, because it's just, I want to watch the first one so bad right now. Real quick too, before I stop, you guys said there's a fan made one that was really good, right?
Mortal Kombat Legacy. There's 2 seasons. I think the first one is supposed to be before the tournament, and then the second one is more or less kind of like the first movie.
But really good, you said.
Yeah, I believe it's on YouTube. They brought back the actual actor of Shang Tsung to come and play the same role
from the first movie.
Wow.
And they also got a bunch of different small time actors. They even got Michael J. White, who he is in. He played Spawn in the '90s movies.
Nice.
Yeah.
And and even Shang Tsung, the guy who played Shang Tsung, he's on Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, the one that you guys got me.
Yeah.
I mean, again, this isn't going to sit. I can't wait to stop this and read reviews right now. I'm so excited to do that because
IMDb has it as a 6.6 out of 10.
Really,
Yeah.
that's very high for me. I think.
That's half. That's a fail, dude.
Yeah, but I feel like it should be I should be like in the 3 point something. But nonetheless, appreciate you guys taking on this late night review. It was an emergency review. We needed to do it though. We needed to.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely, yes. We covered a lot of points. Honestly, we could make this like 4 hours long, but you know what I mean. I think this is a good stopping point. Again, appreciate you guys all the way from Los Angeles, and the movie sucked ass. It was horrible, and hopefully they can right the wrong. Again, thank you guys. Shortness herself,
Thank you.
Asian J, the hair. We out.